For business updates across the continent, Rotu Sodiri is back after a long, long while. Rotus, where have you been?
I've been around, you know.
I
think
that,
yeah,
no, the coronation,
to see the queen.
To see the queen. No, not the king anymore.
Yeah, I know,
to see
right?
The king.
The king, that's correct. Good morning, Ayo. Good morning, Rufai.
That's true. They have to change our nursery rhyme.
Exactly, they do.
To London to see the queen.
That's to update it.
At least it's not too far away. The rhythm is still there.
Yeah, it is exactly. You can fit it in. Yeah, look, we're mostly focused. I mean, you both did justice to the loans and the all the stuff that's been approved. So that was great stuff on the both of you. But we'll just focus on Nigeria's president-elect, who is he says he's heading to Europe to go and talk to the European business community in order to, I guess, secure some investments. He didn't release an itinerary. We don't know whether he's going to Germany first or Belgium next. Didn't say who's going with whom, but there's some snippets to pick out, which I thought was interesting from his this statement from his office. It says already meetings with multi-sectoral actors in Europe's business community, including, and this is key, manufacturing, agriculture, tech, and energy have been lined up. Now, the thing is, what is an investor in Europe and manufacturing going to do for Nigeria? If you look at Nigeria's manufacturing challenges, you've got erratic power supply, you've got FX scarcity, you've got high borrowing costs, you've got inadequate infrastructure. What is a potential European business community manufacturing player going to do to address any of this? Would it not have been better to speak with the manufacturers here in Nigeria to find out what issues that they face? We talked to the head of the Premium Bread Makers Association. I've had the CEO of Boa Foods and the CEO of Dangote Sugar on the Global Business Report. Manufacturers everywhere import everything that they use. So, what is a foreign investor in manufacturing going to do? He also said he's going to see some people in agriculture. Well, what are they going to do, right? These are the challenges these are the food supply challenges we're facing. Increase in road transportation costs, security issues in food producing areas, legacy infrastructure. You see infrastructure popping up again. And then smallholder farmers, most of them only grow enough food to feed themselves. You don't have, your yield per hectare in Nigeria is very low. You don't have enough mechanized farming in Nigeria. So again, if any foreign investor in agriculture that you go and meet in Europe, what are they going to do to address these, right? And then there's the number one issue of foreign exchange. Until you have a unified foreign exchange rate that gives foreign investors clarity on what their euros or dollars will get, you're not going to get that many foreign investors coming into Nigeria. So again, a lot of questions as to that. Then the part about tech, if you go back to the statement, that is a very ambiguous statement. We don't know what he means by tech here and there. Anyway, this really jumped out at me. The part of the statement here says, Asiwaju hopes to convince them of Nigeria's readiness to do business. He's been straddling a fine line in avoiding telling the truth about how the prior administration has pretty much let the country down on the economy. So when you say you're hoping to convince them of Nigeria's readiness to do business, does that suggest that the last administration lost their confidence in terms of the business environment? And then finally, this was also very interesting. He said, this is also, reviving the country's economy forms a major plank of his renewed hope agenda. And when you think about the word reviving, what do you revive what is either in a coma or unconscious or maybe even dead. So again, that kind of language tells you where the economy has been over the last 8 years. Look, we're hoping to see images, pictures. I have to tell you that the reactions on social media, a lot of people don't believe this. They believe that he's actually going there because of health issues. You already thankfully raised the fact that President Buhari stayed in London after going to see the king because of his dentist, right? You brought up medical tourism and how the last administration hasn't done anything to improve or reduce medical tourism. So you've got the president and the president-elect both overseas in Europe for one reason or the other. We move to the BVN. Social media, I got to tell you, there was this video that came out. This gentleman just saying that the BVN expires. Take a listen.
Today, I'm sharing one of the biggest secrets in Nigerian banking you do not know. What is it? Drum rolls. Your BVN expires. Yes. Are you aware that the BVN number that you have expires after 10 years?
All right, so it was everywhere. I mean,
False
people
news.
very
Fake
false
news. Boom.
And the Central Bank of Nigeria, which it looks like they've been monitoring what's going on, they put out a notice, I think it was either this morning or yesterday, saying, hey, listen, BVN issued in Nigeria has no expiration date. But, look, social media today, you really... The way things spread and the way, because now I don't know whether this letter is going to reach as many people as the initial thing. So it looks like the CBN and other government agencies, you have to start making your own videos, right? You got to start posting these things and boosting them and letting people, because I checked, lots of other handles reposted that video, a lot of them repeated it. People were commenting now, thinking they have to go rush to their banks now and go and do, so just to let everybody know, your BVN does not expire, it remains the same. And then Ghana. Inflation looks like it's continued to decelerate now for a fourth month in a row, 41.2%. Base effects, the CD has also stable just a bit. If you look at the inflation figures, 54.1 in December, that was a 2-decade high, decelerated to 53.6 in January, again decelerated to 52.8 in February. This is headline year on year. March 45% and now April 41.2. They're hoping it comes down to about 29% by the end of the year. Food inflation, though, still at 48% from 50 back in March. So still high, but, decelerating over in Ghana. That's our Africa business update.
All right, a couple of things, Rosus. I think for social media, please, anything you see on social media, I beg you, take it with a pinch of salt.
Yeah.
Except you verify. And how do you verify? You still have to verify through the traditional media sources. So
like Arise TV.
Yeah, Arise TV's
Arise
website.
News. Yeah.
Go to these days' websites. Go to a couple of other websites. At least check like 5 traditional media websites. If you don't see it there, discount it, don't believe it.
Right, exactly.
All right? Because if it's a news and it's worthy and it's true, traditional media will take it up. So because it's posted on somebody's verified handle does not make it true.
Right. So
take it with a pinch of salt. Even if it's posted by somebody you follow, you admire, still go back and double check. There are lots of things people run amok. And there's also this air of gullibility.
Yep.
People see a picture, before they know, they make their own assumptions. Please stop doing that, because you are hurting people.
Indeed. And causing
just
confusion.
like I just innocently posted a picture of me and my very good friend today, Gloria. And a lot of people started saying, is that my wife? And this is a married woman in America, for Christ's sake. Just like I will post my friend's kids and me playing with them. And the next thing, people will just start saying, oh, that's your child. I have to come out to say one day, I don't have any child. So please, stop this over gullibility. We need to educate. Empirical facts.
No,
evidence. Because we should not, and this guy said it so conveniently.
I know,
he was saying rubbish so conveniently, causing a lot of problems in the country.
Yeah.
Who are we really? Concerning the visit.
The European visit.
The European visit.
For foreign investors.
If the president-elect is not been sworn in yet, is it section 140 that says that he must declare, as he declared his asset with Code of Conduct Bureau? On what premise? They could just have said he's gone for a private visit and keep it nebulous like that. But when you start to say this, and this was after another outlet had reported his health matter a night before.
Right.
And 3 out of 4 times, or 2 out of 2 times, any moment that outlet reports his visit for health, they have to release a statement the next day confirming the visit. So that outlet has been right.
Yeah.
And the question you ask is, what do we even say we want to give now? You want foreign investors, how do they want to come and invest?
I don't know.
You want them to bring their money to an economy that you've not been able to stabilize the parameters? You want them to invest in agriculture. Most of the agricultural land are domiciled up north. Do you have security?
Bless you.
Do you have security for the farmers? Agricultural production has dipped big time. Okay, you want improved seed variety and all of that. What provision have you made?
Those are the questions.
You want them to come into your economy. Have you sorted out your own local encumbrances?
That's manufacturing.
Manufacturing, how? Have you fixed power? Is gas even available? We have untapped resource with coal. Have you even harnessed your coal to be able to fire our power plants to produce? Rotus, we keep comparing ourselves with South Africa. Maybe South Africa is doing load shedding. Rotus, the day I discovered that What is making South Africa do load shedding? Despite their load shedding, they are still doing 33,000 megawatts too.
Indeed.
I cover my face in shame and I stop comparing. So you don't even have close to 10,000 stable megawatts.
And you're going overseas.
But please, when he gets in, that overseas, yes, he will still have to go again on behalf of Nigeria to look for investors.
Well, yeah, he does.
He still has to go. But he has to do it then by settling the problems we have within. Because we have a lot of problems within. And you make yourself look attractive first before you call in investors.
Exactly.
So maybe when he settles him, give him a couple of months to clear any organ stable. And then look for those investors. Invite them. And apart from going, invite them here. When you go for that, invite them here. Make this place attractive. Make this place attractive. Don't stifle businesses because of your own interests. So that at least Twitter will have come here rather than go to Ghana.
All right. Well, Rosus, I'm going to ask you a question aside what you've mentioned, because I'd like to get a view on the $800 million, and I'll ask you very specific in terms of, someone shared something that what they're planning to give 5,000 naira to 10.2 million households, covering about 60 million people. A typical Nigerian household has mother, father, 4 children. Typical, not always the case.
Exactly.
What would 5,000 naira a month
would do?
What can he buy with the current food inflation rate, with the cost of food? What would he buy? To what extent? Is that a prudent way of discharging that amount of money? Would it have any effect or significant effect? And also, since this administration is coming to an end, perhaps you can evaluate some of their social intervention programs, especially where they've disbursed money, cash to members of the social register. How well this has done, because it's important. We can't just be dishing out money to people without, because we've had conversations around accountability. And then also maybe you can speak to the Senator Ahmed Lawan saying they would transfer the money, use electronic. Even he was laughing when he said that. Did you watch the video?
Yeah, I saw the video.
I thought he found it funny himself.
Again, the two of you did justice. 5,000 naira is not going to get you anywhere in terms of where it is now with inflation, as you've said. So it's not going to go far. It's almost like the minimum wage discussion, where you've been banding about 30,000 naira, which is, depending on the exchange rate you use, less than $70, right? It's just not going to, it's not enough. So those funds have to be increased. As Rufai said, as you said, there's got to be more transparency with respect to where this money is going. You're talking about the Ahmed Lawan laughing. The FEC, the Deto Amorewa State House correspondent, doing great work. They're just approving e-ticketing for trains, right? So all these things are coming very late. Some people will say better late than never. But I gotta tell you, it makes one shake the head. What else did you ask? The loan, look, the debt service to revenue, according to the World Bank, 96%, right? The Ministry of Finance, January through November, saying is 80%. As Rufai said, this pushes inflation. You're not, every naira that you're spending on debt service is not going to capital expenditure to build more roads, bridges, and so on. So, it's more boring for this new administration coming in, which is an issue for us as we go forward. Then
just one statement in honor of Dr. Bati, who is not here today, and who we miss very much, when he says that there can only be one president.
Indeed, that is
correct. When you say you're going abroad, only one president until the 29th of May. But I mean, he can go out to speak to investors, but not in an official capacity yet until he is inaugurated.